Welcome. And let me ask you that question again. Are you happy with your boss? Are you happy with your coworkers? And are you happy with your job in general? If you didn't immediately say yes, then you might not be at the right job. Our job consumes a huge chunk of our life, so why be at a place that you don't like? I'm here to show you how you can get out of that position, job, or career and get to a place where you actually want to be. I'm Anna Mae with Luminous Resume, and simply by watching these next 4 videos, you're going to dramatically increase your chances of getting the job you want. Even if you don't believe you're capable of landing your dream job right now, you will after this series. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm an HR manager with 15 years experience and hold a master's degree in human resources management. Why is this important for you? Because I've hired and rejected thousands of applicants. I know what it takes to get you in the door, and I know what seals the deal. The ones I hired usually knew these principles that I'm going to teach you today, and the ones that I passed over just didn't have the insider tactics. Now I'll let you know a little secret. It wasn't always this good for me. Many years ago, I was on the verge of homelessness. I didn't have enough savings or resources to keep up with my mortgage or utilities. I was afraid to answer the phone because it was usually a bill collector. I was unemployed and I couldn't find a job. I had a mountain of bills and my stress levels were through the roof, and it just got better. I found out I was ineligible for unemployment, and around the same time, I was given divorce papers by my ex, which was just awesome. 2 kids to support, no job, no support, and little hope. The one piece of hope I received months later was a temp position in HR at a military installation, and guess what? It was pretty much the worst job I ever had. Bad boss, disgruntled coworkers, really bad job overall. Do you know how soul-sucking a job can be when you hate going to it and you know you have to go to it because you need the money? I bet you do, and I bet that's why you're here. It might not be that bad, but I don't think you're happy where you're at. And you know that you can do better. You just know it. Well, I've got some great news. Over the next 4 videos, I'm here to show you how I got out of that awful job, got a much better job, and how I've continued to get better and better job offers as time has gone on. To do this, we need my career formula of R plus L plus I equals NJ, which stands for your resume plus LinkedIn optimization plus interview intelligence equals a new job. Think about what people have told you in the past. You need to update your resume when you're looking for a new job. In all my years in human resources, I can tell you that the resume is just the tip of the iceberg. In the world we live in today, you need to have a good resume and that uses the correct coded words. And you also need to optimize your LinkedIn account so that people and companies can connect with you. If you don't have an account, don't worry. In tomorrow's video, I'm going to show you how to set one up and optimize it so you can start making all those important connections. It's not just what you know, it's who you know. And we're going to hack LinkedIn so you start becoming a real insider. Also, what happens if the recruiter calls you for an interview because of your outstanding resume and LinkedIn profile, but you can't articulate or sell yourself as a viable candidate? What happens is you won't get the job. You simply won't get the job. All of the work that you did with your resume and LinkedIn profiles are worthless. Don't worry though. In our 3rd video, I'm going to show you how to use 3 critical aspects to absolutely crush any interview. I'll give you a hint. It all has to do with body language, etiquette, and knowledge. Then in my 4th video, we're going to put it all together so it's a seamless process for you. After these videos, you're going to be getting job interviews at better companies, and you'll be able to pick and choose the ones you want to work for instead of the other way around. You're really going to love these videos because they give you a lot of superb information that allows you to greatly improve in a relatively short amount of time. But first, visualize this by closing your eyes. It's a warm day and you're walking out of the final interview, and not only did you blow them away with your knowledge and answers, but you're walking out with the job of your dreams because you were just offered the position you were applying for. Remember how excited, proud, and relieved you felt when you got a job? Those are the emotions of success. Now I want you to further imagine that you're making the phone call to that one important person and you're telling them that you start work at your new position next week. And when you tell them, you can feel how excited and happy they are for you. That feels pretty good, doesn't it? Well, you'll be there soon because it's my personal mission to make sure you are successful and that you get the job that you deserve. This is the reason I created these videos and the Luminous resume service, so that you get the job or career that you want. This information that I'm going to share with you is very powerful, and these are techniques that you can use for a lifetime. I'm going to be literally giving you a blank check to write your own future. I just need you to do a couple of things to make sure you get the full benefits. Number one is I strongly encourage you to watch all of these videos as they build on one another to assure success. You can't just have success by watching one of these videos. You must watch all of them. And don't worry, they're all free. I also need you to eliminate distractions. Tell people around you to give you 20 minutes of quiet time. Turn off your cell phone or put it on vibrate. Focus on what you want while I'm teaching. Do you want a new job at a better company? Do you want a pay raise? Maybe you want someplace with a more competent boss. Maybe it's a job that's closer to where you live. Whatever it is, keep this in mind as we go through this training. Let's start with the resume, and for that we need to jump into my computer.
Hello, this is Anna Mae with Luminous Resume. I'm going to show you how to create a resume, but first I'd like to show you some useful resources. For those of you with little or no job experience, or for students in high school or fresh out of college, I strongly encourage you to take a look at the ONET Online page. ONET Online is sponsored by the U.S. Department of Labor, Employment and Training Administration, and developed by the National Center for ONET Development. ONET Online is a great tool for exploring careers and planning your future, or for guidance when deciding to change your career. Go to the ONET homepage and look to the center page to the left. Under Find Occupations, click on Bright Outlook. Then the drop-down menu, select all Bright Outlook occupations. Let's take a look at this one as an example. Let's look at first-line supervisors of retail and sales workers. It's good to explore this page as it has a wealth of information. Once you select an occupation, or perhaps it's even the occupation you currently have, you will be able to use a keyword search as well up here and review the occupational tasks, tools and technology, knowledge, skills, abilities, work activities, everything that has to do with the job, the education required, credentials, interests, work styles, values. This is really important too. Related occupations. This might be something that you can look into if you're working as a first-line supervisor in retail and want to explore other options. This can help you as well. This page also gives you the median wages, projected growth, and you can even find job openings. So another window, excuse me. If you have Mac, you could use Pages or Microsoft Word or a similar word processing program. I'm using Word. In order to create your resume, I'm going to start off by my heading, which is going to be my name and my email. And a phone number. There are many different formats for resumes today. The type of resume that you write will often depend on the type of work that you're looking for in the organization that you're applying to. We're going to cover a basic chronological resume where we're going to start with the most recent education and experience and work our way back. For the most part, if you have a strong educational background, then start with that section. Then the next section would be your work history. Again, there are many variations to the sections, but we're going to keep it pretty simple. And if you have a stronger work history, then we could start with the work history and work our way down, and the next section would be education. So here we go. We're going to start off with education. Now you can decide to add the dates. Some people stay away from adding dates for fear of being discriminated against. For instance, if you have an older worker, and you want to avoid age discrimination. Again, the next section would be work history. Since we're doing chronological, we could put the dates here. And this is where the ONET comes into play. If you have 1 or 2 jobs, that's fine. We're going to try to keep it to 1 page, maximum 2 pages. You can always print front and back. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ONET. Now, I wouldn't copy and paste and just leave it like that, but this is going to be just as an example. So I'm going to copy this and paste it into the resume, just to give you an idea of what it should look like. We could change all the formatting later as well, but just to keep it looking sharp, we want to see how it looks. A list of potential job duties. And of course, you would tweak this to be specific to what you did. Provide customer service by greeting and assisting customers and responding to customer inquiries and complaints. Direct and supervise employees engaged in sales, inventory taking, reconciling cash receipts, or in performing services for customers. Monitor sales activities to ensure that customers receive satisfactory service and quality goods. Inventory stock and reorder when inventory drops to a specified level. Instruct staff on how to handle difficult and complicated sales. Now, here you could also include information such as it's important to be quantitative. If you're going to put information on here, try to be as specific as possible. Now, another section that you can add is training and or certifications. You could just name it training. There's all different types of stuff you can name them. And again, the formatting could be changed. I'm just going to bold certain areas. Center that. Increase the font. This is just a simple example. So let's go down to training. And you can go back and forth to own it and see if there's anything that you might like to use. You can even look up training. Apprenticeship programs, well, that's the only thing that shows up. But if any of you have ever worked in retail before, you might have sales training. You might have I can spell. All right. Another thing I want to discuss is your references. I would never put references furnished upon request. Just go ahead and start another page. Select the name of a former colleague. Have at least 3 references. Try to keep the majority of them professional. You can have a friend or an instructor, but it's definitely a good idea to have a former supervisor or a former colleague. A little bit of a character reference from a friend. Another thing I want to discuss is the fact that Well, what is a resume used for? It's a quick advertisement of yourself, and it's a snapshot of you to catch an employer's eye or a recruiter's eye. It's used to secure an interview. It's an important tool to use when attempting to provide a summary of your skills, abilities, and accomplishments. I've received hundreds of resumes that contain multiple pages. Sometimes they're faxed, sometimes they're turned in person. And one thing that I recommend, for a lot of times they get jumbled up and paperwork gets separated. I recommend that if you're going to use a long resume or anything that's more than a page long, to use a footer. So let's go ahead and insert a footer. I'm also going to select a different first page. I'm going to go down. Write your name. Oops. Email. You would write it out. And your phone number. So now you can see the second page has your contact information and your name, and the first page has your information up at the top. And you can change things around too. You can change the order. You can decide to add a section on skills, such as languages. And maybe list software. You can go on, add a bunch of different skills on there. Now take a look at the whole thing. Look at the finished product. Check your formatting. Again, this is a simple and quick tutorial. Thank you for taking the time to look at this video. Thank you.
Okay, that's all for today. To view the rest of the video series, simply fill out the information box on this page and I'll send you the rest of the series directly to your inbox. Remember, the next steps are crucial as they deal with what employers are looking for now, which are LinkedIn profiles and how to answer today's most common interview questions. Also, I have some questions for you. Please write these in the comment box below and I'm going to read every single one. So here are the questions. Number 1, when was the last time you updated your resume? And did the information I taught you today cause you to rethink your strategy on landing a job? What kind of job are you looking for is question number 2. What is causing you to look for a new job? Are you undervalued as an employee? Need to make more money for your family? Tired of commuting so far? Or maybe it's poor management or the staff around you. I found that the number 1 reason people leave is because of inadequate management. So let me know if that's true for you. So again, enter in your information and write your comments below and let me know the answers to those questions. I'm interested in what you have to say, and remember, I'll be reading all of these comments. Also, if this information could benefit someone you know, please click on the Facebook or Twitter share button below. Sharing is as easy as just 1 click, and it might help someone you know to a better job, career, or opportunity. That's it for today. But in tomorrow's video, we're going to review one of the biggest overlooked areas in employment opportunity, the LinkedIn profile. See you tomorrow, and don't forget to leave a comment now. Bye-bye.